What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the lighting in my apartment right now, it is a beautiful day despite it being February in Portland. It's like 65 and sunny today after it was like in the 20s and snowing like maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's been a great day. I was out of work today because my cat was being a demon and she was scratching me until I'm like bleeding at 2 in the morning. So I was just like, I'm tired. I have way too much sick leave right now. And my boss was like, it's a nice day, you should just not come in. So anyways, I'm out for the day. I went to the bakery, got coffee, did a little bit of thrifting. I'll show you guys that. But the main thing we're going to talk about in this video is the boots that I had custom made last year. I've been meaning to make a video on these, but just have not gotten around to it yet. So anyways, I'm going to talk you guys through the process of getting these boots made. Obviously, I'm going to tell you who made them and just show you some of the details. All right, so these are the boots in question. This is my custom pair of 001s by Thomas Benjamin. He is an independent maker out of, I believe, Kansas or Missouri, or the border of Kansas and Missouri. But he just makes he makes like a ton of different wild styles. And I'm gonna be honest, if you guys are watching my channel, you're gonna know that I'm gonna go for the more minimalist and reserved styles. But if you guys check out his Instagram, I will link that down below and you can see some of the more wild custom pairs that he's made. Mine is fairly straightforward, but you know, still, I think that he does a great job. And I really liked, like, what drew these to me was that they have like such a classic look to them, but they don't like veer too much into one style. So like what I'm thinking about when I look at them and when I saw these for the first time was they look like a nice like cowboy boot, but then they have this squared off toe and they have like this kind of like Cuban heel going on. And you know, they like don't, to me, like when I wear them, like if I wore just a pair of cowboy boots, I would feel like I'm cosplaying. And if I just wore a pair of Cuban heel boots, like again, I would just feel like I'm cosplaying as something that I'm not. But I feel like these like blend a lot of those elements together in a way that makes them more wearable, in my opinion. And that's why I really gravitated to his designs. My friend showed me his designs about like a year and a half ago, and I knew I wanted a pair. And when I got my tax refund, I ended up just going the custom route with him, which I'll talk you guys through that process in a second. But I just think that like the best thing about this guy's designs, and you know, especially like the custom orders, is like me and my friend have, I don't want to say opposite styles, but just like he wears like all like he is very Rick Owens, and you know, that's his thing, and I like to cosplay like I'm from the 60s. And I think that it just says a lot about the design of the boots that they fit so perfectly into both of our wardrobes. He customized his a little bit more than I customized mine, but we both got the same model. His he just customized so that they're more wrinkled, which is cool, and his are like a black leather. Mine are obviously this rough out suede, but anyways, it just shows a lot that, you know, he can make boots that fit into both of those aesthetics, and it's like the same model. And yeah, so really support his work. I'm going to clip this to catch my breath and then talk about like the customization process and then show you guys more of the details of the boots. All right, so honestly, I'm not going to hold them because they're very heavy while I talk about the customization process. But yeah, honestly, he does a great job with the custom pairs. I don't remember his exact prices, but I'll have his website link down below if you guys want to check it out, because he does do ready-to-wear boots too. But I think these were like around $550, which to me was worth it for a custom pair of boots, especially a quality pair of custom boots, because I had bought those Guidis for like $500 used. So to me, I would just rather have something that's like unique and fitted to me versus just buying something ready to wear. And I feel like it's a great deal. Like, I don't think you would find many people who are going to put out a quality product who would do it for $550 for a pair of boots, because these things are freaking tanks. Like, the reason I'm putting them down is because these weigh like 5 pounds. Like, that is how heavy duty they are. I think my pair are heavier than my friend's just because of the rough out suede, but they are like tanks. So that could be a pro or a con depending on who you are. But anyways, back to the customization. So I think I reached out to him on Instagram before I actually like paid for the custom pair, just to see like if he could do the modifications that I wanted to do to the boot. And he was super communicative throughout the whole process. But then obviously order the pair, he makes them for you. He gave me updates, like when he threw the boot on the last, he, you know, gave me updates on like the color. He gave me updates on like when they were getting finished. And he did a great job too of, he does give you like a lead time, but for me, he got them done significantly faster than that, because I was trying to get them by a trip that I was taking last year. So I thought that was super cool that he, you know, got them out and like adjusted his shipping and everything so that I would get them on time. I really appreciated that. And like I said, super communicative. I feel like it could be nerve-wracking buying from such like a small page and, you know, putting that like faith up front in like a custom shoe, especially when you can't try it on or see it in person. But it was a great experience for me, and I think it was a great experience for my friend too, and I just think that he does a great job. And I think that if you wanted to buy a pair of these boots, now is the time before he gets bigger. So again, highly recommend. And it did solve a lot of the problems that I've had with like leather footwear in general, and just trying to buy that, because it's kind of hard, because when you get to the quality that I want out of leather footwear, your price range is, you know, like a pair of boots might be $1,000, a pair of loafers is going to be like $300, $400, $500, and you know, they don't carry a lot of brands in stores around me, and I don't want to, you know, order them new. So like, I'm always trying to find a deal, and it's like sometimes you just have to take that gamble. But with these, like, he even does it so that you can, you know, you send him, you could go with like more of a standard size, but the way I did it, I just sent him measurements of my foot, and he made the boots like measured to my feet, so they fit me absolutely perfectly. And I cannot describe how that feels to you when you first put them on. Obviously they were a little bit snug, but just like, even when they're snug and just putting them on for the first time, they just like it just doesn't feel like any other shoe that you have ever worn. So again, I would highly recommend, if you're going to buy a pair of boots off of him or buy a pair of footwear off of him, because he does do stuff that's not boots too. He does like derbies, and he does mules, and he's always like trying out new things. But I would highly recommend that you go the custom route if you are going to order from him, because again, like, he's not paying me for this or anything. So I just, to me, it's like a great opportunity, because I don't know if you've got the means. I don't know anybody else who's doing it at the price and at the quality that he does. Again, highly recommend these things. Now let's get into the details. All right, so as I said, I went with the 001 style. It's kind of like a mix to me between like a cowboy boot, a Cuban boot, kind of a little bit of a heady SLP Wyatt type boot. But again, it just has that like rugged nature to it, which I really like. And I don't have a pair that are obviously not customized, so I'm not going to remember all the things that I changed on these. I didn't change too much on them, but yeah, we'll just go through the details. How about that? So on his ready to wear pairs, he does do these as like a back zip. So the main thing that I changed is I had him do a medial zip, just because this is like where you get the most stress on a boot when you're wearing it all the time. And personally, I just like back zips are cool and all, but I've had back zips and I feel like the medial zip is the better way to go. And I think that I had him change out the hardware for these Excella zips. I think he did that for free. And then the color is kind of custom. It is, like pretty damn close to just like the standard, like I guess this is like a caramel brown that he does. But I had him punch up the vibrancy of the orange a little bit more. And I think these are like a powder dye on the suede. So you can see there's like contrast and highs and lows just from me wearing them. Honestly, I've not been wearing them as much as I should lately. So I'm trying to make like an effort to wear these more so that you get more of that like wear in, and you can see like kind of like on a pair of selvage denim, like they're getting creases and like that honeycombing effect just because of the way that he does the dye. And then they have this fat heel. This is like 2.5 inches. I am not a short king. If you're a short king though, you should get these boots. Like I'm like 6'4" in these. If you're a short king, you could get to like, I don't know, it depends on your height, but this is like 2.5 inches. And then his signature detail is actually on the bottom here. He does like this twisted nail, like steel shank on all of his boots and his footwear. That's kind of his signature. And it just like, honestly, like makes them more comfortable than you would think, because you feel that support when you're wearing them. And on my trip, like I brought my Margiela Gats, I think. And honestly, I just ended up wearing these every day because this shank, like it just helped support me while I was walking more. My feet actually, despite what it would look like, they felt better wearing these over a long period of time versus like wearing a pair of sneakers all day. So I think that's his signature, that's his signature detail, but it also is pretty functional. The other thing he did is he did do the sole covers and the heel tap for me for free, which was really nice. Cause yeah, I just wanted that, especially being in Portland, like wearing shoes that don't have this, leather shoes that don't have this, you're just gonna slip around. And then show you, I have shoe trees in, so I'm gonna have to pop that out. He does do his signature on the inside, and I honestly really love the color of the inside material too, like the interior. I think it's just a great color. You obviously don't see that when you're walking around, but I don't know, I just like it. This is the only thing that I've found that I would have a gripe with. This is how you know I'm not paid. They always get caught. The zips usually get caught right here at this seam. Like if I were to change anything, it would probably be like just bringing this leather panel on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. We'll just unzip it again so you can see. Like I think extending one of these leather panels would kind of fix that issue with it just always getting caught when I'm zipping them up. And yeah, this is like not necessarily a complaint, but it is just something to know. The other thing was breaking these in. This was actually the part that like hurt the most. That's just kind of how boots go though. They're going to hurt you, or just leather shoes in general. But this seam right here, like it did bother me when I was breaking these in at first, but that's also every single leather shoe. I wore a pair of loafers today and my feet are probably bleeding right now because of it, and those are broken in. It's just because I haven't worn them in a while. So kind of a what are you gonna do situation. But yeah, I will trying to think, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna show you guys the stuff that I thrifted today because it's gonna look better than the outfit that I'm actually wearing with these boots. And then we'll just try all of it on at once. And you guys will get to see the outfit that I thrifted today, I guess, plus these boots. So we'll do that. All right, so for the first piece of our thrift haul, we have a pair of jeans. I've already tried both of these pieces on and they don't fit me absolutely perfectly. So there's a chance that they get listed on my eBay in the next month. Or if you just want them, DM me on Instagram, I'll have it linked down below. But these I would not have expected to buy and to like because I am a denim purist, a denim snob. I don't like pre-distressed denim and stuff, but these were like, they were a really good deal and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy them and maybe I'll just list them and wear them type situation. But I don't know what the name of the cut is. Actually, I can probably find it. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's exactly what I thought it would be. But we have this pair of Denim and Supply Ralph Lauren straight leg jeans. They're a little bit distressed. They're pre-faded, which again, I don't love. They aren't like selvage or anything, but they are good quality, even though they aren't selvage. Like I was kind of surprised. Well, not surprised because I've been buying stuff from Denim and Supply for a while now, but I just, like Ralph Lauren jeans, I expect them to be garbage unless they're like limited edition double RL. These aren't that, but they're still pretty good. You can see the outseam there. They've got the, overlock stitch and they have like a good chain stitched hem. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I felt these, I was like, these feel like a pair of vintage, like Levi's, like Biggies that have been worn in. I would say that's pretty accurate, having touch compared them with an actual pair. They do feel like they're a little bit thinner. The quality's not quite as good. But for like $13, these were like, you can see, they had them in there for $30. They were half off. So for $15, kind of hard to beat these. They do feature like you would think it's a low rise. It's more of a mid rise. These don't really fit me though because they are a size 33 by 32 and I'm like a 32 by 34. And on top of that, Ralph Lauren jeans, like Ralph Lauren pants, they always add an inch. They do vanity sizing for the most part, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, you guys can find these online pretty cheap. Most people don't think they're worth anything. They do sell fairly good, fairly well on eBay. This line in particular, it was discontinued. This is very much like Chief Keef Ralph Lauren. So yeah, it's cool. I do like their branding and their back patch. It's very like Republican core, but yeah, as you can see, it has like the American flag and then I don't know. They're like a surprisingly good pair of jeans for just being relatively cheap. But this is the straight fit, like I said. And yeah, honestly, I just don't have a pair of light wash denim right now. So these are going to get listed, but they're also just going to get worn until somebody buys them. So anyways, they're a pretty good cut too. I will show you what they look like on in a second. All right, so the next piece is probably the banger find. Hopefully you guys can see the whole thing, but we have this, like, I would say it's probably 60s. It could be a little bit earlier, it'd be 50s. I think this is called like a balmacon. I don't know how you pronounce it, coat. But anyway, it's a long Irish tweed coat that is pretty old and it is heavy now that I'm holding it up like this. And yeah, this thing was $40 because there is a hole on the back here, and I did complain to them. I was like, there's a hole on the back. I was hoping they would give it to me even cheaper than $40, but still for $40, like I was not going to pass on this. This is kind of this type of stuff I've been into lately. I was gonna buy one of these for more money on Depop, I'm gonna be completely honest. And it was still a good deal. But yeah, this one is just like, I don't know the names of all this tailoring stuff. It's not my wheelhouse. I just know what looks good. This one is like your kind of standard cut. It doesn't have the raglan sleeves, which is really what I'm after. And it's in this Irish tweed, which is the important part, that's got like all these multicolor flecks in it. It's primarily like black and brown, I would say, but then you've got like these oranges and these reds and these yellows that just make it a super unique coat. And then you've got these flat front pockets. All of this is super high quality, honestly, which I like. Like, I'm noticing details I didn't before. Like, everything is, this is probably like rayon or something, but rayon, silk lined, and then the pockets actually felt lined too. And then when we unbutton it, so I can show you the labels and everything. Again, on the inside, this is probably rayon or polyester or something. I don't think it's silk, but it is completely lined. And then also like all the seams, it's got like bonded or bound seams, whatever you call it. For as much as I talk about clothes, I like don't know about the construction as much as you would probably think. I just know it looks good. But this doesn't really matter because they were just selling fabric and people were making whatever, but this is the name of the brand that made this particular one, the SSS. And then the money shot right here, the important part. See, O'Malley's, the Tweed people, Galway, Ireland. That's referring to the material. The Irish tweed stuff is not necessarily hard to find, but it is significantly more sought after than if it's not Irish or Scottish tweed. Like, anything that just says Irish tweed, I will buy and, sell if it doesn't fit me. And if it fits me, then I keep it. This is in the maybe sell pile just because it fits a little bit too broad in the shoulders. And I'm like, I could layer it and it would look good, but what if I don't want to layer it? Besides the point. But I think that this is more important. Like, if you're interested in this style, I feel like this is kind of an important type of piece to bring up just because it is like a no-name brand. Like, this is a no-name brand. Like, this is like a mom and pop shop. But for a lot of Ivy style and stuff, you can get stuff that is super high quality like this is from the mom and pop shops that'll be significantly cheaper than something produced by like Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers. Like, just name off any Ivy, any prep brand, they will make the exact same thing, and this would be like $500-$600 like all day. But because this is just like a mom and pop situation where they don't have that label recognition, it's like you can find them in the thrift stores. People don't pick them up because they just don't know. And if you really wanted to ball out on eBay, you could probably find something really similar to this for like $200 or less pretty easily, which I would recommend it then, because like I said, those bigger brands everybody's gonna know, or the new and up and coming brands like the Wythes of the world, are going to charge you so much for this stuff. And I do think those brands are great. Like, Wythe has some coats that I would die for. However, they're like $5,000 versus this was $40. So Wythe, if you're seeing this, send me the like tweed overcoat, the double-breasted one that you have. Like, just send me that. But if you are a normal person watching this, again, I highly recommend just like looking up by like the material type and stuff like that. Like, that's how I find a lot of this stuff when I snipe it online. I'm just giving you guys free game here. You look by the materials and stuff like that when you're in a thrift shop, like, don't worry about the brand, just worry about like how it feels and how the quality is and stuff like that. And you will find these gems, especially for this type of like Ivy and preppy style, this like Ralph Lauren, like Americana style. Yeah, and I think it looks great. So I'm gonna get changed and then we will run through the entire look. All right, we're just gonna do this in the mirror today. I feel like that's just gonna be the easiest way to show everything off. As you guys can see, I have a great rig right now. I realized that I can do like the Apple dynamic, whatever, since I do have this hard drive. So hopefully the quality on today's video is a lot better. I do realize that I need to get a mic from like Amazon or something, but baby steps here, guys. Anyways, here's what the jeans look like and the boots look like on. These have a better fit than I would like to admit, and they feel better on than I would like to admit. They do have a lower rise, but I think really more so what's happening here is these are probably like a 34 waist and I'm a 32. So keep that in mind. That's probably why they are all bunched up in this area. I know you guys get this content for free. But anyways, besides the point, they do look nice. They have a great wash. They feel good. And then really what we're looking at is the boots. I mean, like, they're just gorgeous. They have like a great, oh, hi. Do you want to be in the video? This is my cat. She was sleeping the last couple videos. I guess she wants to be in the video. But anyways, you can see they've got like a great heel. I'm trying to think, maybe I just can't get a back shot of these, but I'm going to go throw on the coat and that will be the try on and meeting my cat. So this is what the coat looks like, all buttoned up. Honestly, I pretty much never button up my coats, but I just wanted to show you guys how it would fit like that. Like this just, it's boring to me. It doesn't have any flow, so we're gonna unbutton it. Like I said though, like the quality of how this is constructed is actually really nice. So it feels good if I can unbutton a button. All right, here we go. See this, like to me, this looks like way better since it's like flowing out a little bit more. But yeah, it's just a big ass coat. But to me, this one is maybe a little bit too big, and it kind of shows why I would rather have a raglan sleeve versus this style of sleeve, is because my shoulder is like here, like I have to push it in a little bit, and this just comes off a little. It just makes me look a little bit too much like a box. I feel like the raglan sleeve would complement my body a lot more, but again, this was 40 bucks. It's still a really nice coat. And yeah, it will probably end up being for sale, but it's gonna get worn in the meantime. Oh, somebody's getting the zoomies. Come here, sweet pea. Do you have anything to say? She doesn't have anything to add, but close out this video. All right, so that is about it for the video today. Thanks for everybody who's been buying stuff off of my eBay, hitting me up on Instagram. That will all be linked down below as always if you guys want to see what I'm selling. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll have all the links down below, like I said, for the boots and everything. And have a great weekend, probably is when this will drop. So have a great rest of your weekend. If you watch this later, have a great whatever you're having.